Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lockbeard Phenomena. I do see that I have something wrong on the screen. There we go. That's better. How's everyone doing? Am I coming through all right? Let's see here. Welcome, Jeff Harding, Mr. Lee 3PO, Sean of Something to Sasquatch About is in the house. Let's see who else we got. Got Hiveless in here. Sorry, wrong chat, huh? Well, they can drop in too. No big deal. Tom Paul Cajun's here. AOTRO Cryptids. Welcome. Michael Haywood's here. You forgot the password. There's no password. Everybody can come in here. Keith Richards. What? Got Bones in the house. Uncle Bones too. Once a bullshitter, always a bullshitter, he says. Let's see. Get caught up to see who all's in here. Welcome to everyone. Let me start out with a couple unrelated things. Don't be scared, those of you who are afraid of spiders. Let us all mourn my friend, yellow garden spider, RGOP aurantia. We have lots of them around here. And there's been one that's been hanging out and building webs for weeks near my watering hole. Well, it's not where I drink from, but it's where I bathe because I don't like to go inside. The water gives off gas here, so trapped in the shower, it's hard to breathe in there, and I just don't like it. I'd rather, live like an animal. Anyway, someone on the property decided to saw him and killed him. I've been feeding him. I have touched him on a couple of occasions when he didn't even move. Sometimes he's getting kind of used to me being there. Anyway, they're a cool spider. They serve a purpose. They keep other types of bugs in check. So he's dead now. But luckily, all his family is still out there. Got anyone else in here? Are we still rolling? Let me go check on YouTube here. Yeah, we look good. We look good. Let's see here. Found a meme I kind of liked. I'll just show it briefly. Yep. Okay, well, awesome, Sean. Thank you. Well, Sasquatch Chronicles was way low in my priority list of things to talk about. I haven't watched it in a long time. It wasn't keeping my attention very well. And, I just, wasn't interested. And so on the Random Live show the other night, For those who don't know, I do random lives. They can come on at any time I got a chance, and they're not specifically about paranormal, cryptids, that kind of stuff. But it can come up because it's any subject. Any subject can come up in the random lives. Someone in the random live mentioned that they about subscribing to Sasquatch Chronicles, or not subscribing but becoming a member. He said that you have to pay to see the newer episodes of Sasquatch Chronicles. I just commented that I didn't even really I didn't make any strong statement about it because I haven't really looked into it. The Hoax event, which happened years ago. It's old news, but it came up. Someone brought it up in the chat, and I just said basically that some of the shows have been covering that hoax or talking a little bit about that hoax recently, and before he decides to pay for watching Sasquatch Chronicles, you may want to consider this hoax scenario. Does he really want to pay? Well, apparently it upset somebody. Someone come into the chat named Truth Seeker, and Truth Seeker said don't make assumptions. And I don't know that I made an assumption. I just said that other channels have been covering this, and it seems to be commonly accepted fact that was in fact a hoax. And I think I mentioned some of the channels by name. I think I mentioned something to Sasquatch about, because he talked to the tall ones and about that, and Squatch Talk talked about it some, and channels that I trust that aren't just going to pass bullshit our way. And so I was just saying that I really wasn't. I wasn't going hard on Sasquatch Chronicles, I don't think. Well, Truth Seeker was seen bent out of shape about that, and we don't know who Truth Seeker is, but and called me a dumbass, and someone suggested banning him. I was like, no, I don't ban people. I just come back at them, and I might come back at them harder than they came at me. I don't care. Their words aren't hurting me. It's not hurting my feelings. This is just going to be fun to me. So later on in the show, I say, gosh, Hyla says, Truth Seeker sounds like a bitch. Yeah, well, hold on a second. There's more. Cryptus says, I stopped when he started asking for money to view his content. That, to me, is a red flag. Yeah. So, Sean says, name calling is not an argument. Yeah, you're champion for no name calling. You're not going to be proud of me if you were still watching, because I kind of returned the favor. But that's how I roll, right? I'm not here to necessarily be I'm going to call out people pretty hard. Yeah, you missed it, Mr. Lee, but hey, it's recorded. You could always go back and see it. He called himself, or she, Truth Seeker. There's like tons of accounts named Truth Seeker. So, I mean, I don't know. The one I think it was a channel that I found that had maybe 5 subscribers. The avatar is just the letter T. You know how they do a letter like Michael Haywood. It's the letter M, and it's like blue-green. And I looked at some of the videos, favorites or whatever he has on his channel, and they were, basically everybody's a Mason. There was one video about flat earth. There was another video about the ancient giant trees, which I think it was the second episode actually that I talked about that, of Lockbeard phenomena. So we were talking about how we don't know who Truth Seeker is, and blah blah blah, and kind of calling him a wuss for that. And he said, "Well, is Lockbeard your name?" I was like, "No, but on every intro and outro, my full real name is there. My full real name is on my about page. I'm not hiding my identity. Tell us who you are, Truth Seeker." And if Truth Seeker was so upset about that minor minor mention of the Sasquatch Chronicles that night. Truth Seeker should show up tonight because he's going to be pissed because he spurred me to do this. I wasn't planning on doing this, but let's do this. I trust, Brent and Sean and Pat, when they're talking about this. I haven't actually looked, until today, I hadn't looked at this document. So I have. And Cryptid says, name calling undermines their credibility and shows the level of intelligence. Yeah. I've heard different things about cursing. Some people say it shows low intellect, and other people say actually highly intelligent people will curse a whole lot. I kind of lean towards that side because as I look at the world, I just feel this urge to cuss a lot. Nikki says that 40-page report, in my opinion, has nothing but corroborated facts in it. So you feel like it's factual? It's totally factual. Chad Bunger says, so what did Wes Germer do? We'll show you in a little bit, Chad. Welcome to the chat. I'm gonna pull up the report actually and read some parts of it. There's even a couple things in there I kind of don't think matter or contribute, but there's an important fact that kind of shuts the whole thing down. Hiveless says flat earth sounds pretty cool. Actually, you would. Hiveless is a flat earther, by the way, everybody. Someone for Connor to hang out with in the chat. We welcome you even if you believe the earth is flat. Yep, that's me. Swearing is fine. Name calling isn't, says Cryptids. Okay, let me bring up the report. Yeah, Jeff. I'm sure we're probably thinking of the same thing. So where is that it right there? No. Hold on a second. I'm having a hard time finding it. Why is it not? Hold on a second. I'm having a little bit of difficulty here. It's almost like somebody sabotaged it. Oh, I know where it's at. There it is. Just bear with me a second. I don't know why it's not showing to me here. Okay, there it is. Sorry about that. Hopefully everybody can see it. We'll hit some more comments here before we start looking at it. Hive, let's stop the disc. I want to step off. Yeah. Cryptid says I'd slow down for you. Brandy's here, saying hi to everybody. Welcome, Brandy. So yeah, everybody, if you haven't already seen some of this discussion recently on Squatch Talk and something to Sasquatch about, you might want to check it out. I think they did a good enough job of looking at it, but I'm mainly doing this to just piss off Truth Seeker. But hopefully you like what we see. So, yeah, it's a report. I hate to call it 40 pages, though. It's got a lot of empty space in it. Compiled by Atlanta Ellis. Yep. It is up to the reader to make their own final conclusions. Disclosures. Approved the publishing of email. William Jevning preferred not to comment. I mean, you'll figure out who these people are if you read it. I suggest you take a look at it if you're really interested. If you have any doubts. Crenshaw did not respond. So yeah, disclosures page, table of contents, date of the encounter. So they disputed the date, but the dispute happened, after people were questioning the date and they were trying to say it was a different date, but they can't deny it. If you read the report, you'll see why. I'm not going to harp too much on that. Yeah. So I don't know what part I really want to read. But they show, or emails and posts and stuff, and they show all this in here. And then of course, like it says here, here's the email. The validity of the email was questioned, and trying to cover up the fact that it was a lie, basically. Let's see here. And here they're just saying their conclusions from that above is that the alleged encounter occurred either the 15th or 16th of November 2012. So, if you want to know more about, the challenge to the actual date, because you'll see why the date was why they tried to change their story about the date being challenged, or yeah. So the GPS coordinates, there's a discrepancy about where they were. Maybe, some people, they don't hardly know where they're at. So maybe they just thought they were there, but they were at, 5 miles. I think it's 5 miles away. They say it is from the location that their GPS coordinates say. Whatever. They say, they're just showing here the references and the timestamps of when they said that. Just reading the report isn't going to, may not be enough. You may want to go and personally see. So there's where you can go see. But the coordinates they gave show Jack Mountain, not Yakult Mountain. And that's been one of the facts that they got wrong in their account. So the report shows that. And here's their conclusions. The GPS coordinates provided do not match where they said they were. I don't know how much we can say for sure about this. Maybe they were just confused about where they were. I don't know. but the GPS coordinates are 10 miles west of that location. The moon is the big one, I think. A lot of confusion about the moon and the role it plays in the alleged encounter. So here they talk about, what kind of moonlight they should have had, and basically none. At the time they claimed they had the account, and there wouldn't have been a full moon, but they said multiple times that there was a full moon. So that's the critical fact, I think, that disproves their story that they later tried to change and stuff like that. But even if you change the date to try to fix that, the messages they show that it was on that date. That's when they made the report. There was no moon. So then there is the solar flare. So there's some claim that maybe that's where the light was coming from, but as they describe here, there shouldn't have been any effects from the solar flare. There was a solar flare, but it was aimed away from the Earth, is the short of it. They talk about here conclusions on solar flare, but it's here in this last paragraph though. Friday's solar eruption does not appear to be aimed at Earth, so will likely have little effect on the planet. So there shoots down that. They say specifically moon, and in their quote, they put the quotes at the end. They mention the full moon. So that's pretty much the critical fact. And of course, they talk about the weather here. Mist, fog, all that good stuff. Cloudy. That factors in, but I think the moon is the big deal here. Let's get down here. Conclusions of weather. There's Mr. Fog during the alleged encounter times. Cloud coverage. No snow. So there you go. Let's see what else we got in here. Written account of the alleged encounter. If the moon is wrong and a lie demonstrably, then can we believe any of this account? I don't even know if we need to read it. About made my OCD act up trying to read this because misspelling, punctuation error, those things that trip up how to hunt all the time. A lot of misspelling of the word then as than and all that stuff. Doesn't really matter, but it was driving me nuts trying to read this. Not the worst I've seen, but when you got two misspelled words in a row like they had in here somewhere, use some spell check. But the entire account's in question, and so that's the text of it. Let's see here. I like how they put recon in quotes. They did recon. Describing the location and all that. Most of the stuff is just unimportant, I think. Like the moon is the big thing. So these guys investigated the multiple Sasquatch sighting, likely infrasound attack. No, not likely. We haven't proven that Sasquatch can use infrasound. I know a lot of people firmly believe it, but it's just not proven. You can't put likely. They could have just been scared out of their mind, or something else could have been and that's assuming this happened at all. So here's where they make their conclusions from what you saw above there. Received an email from him on the 16th. Received a written report 16th. WASRT conducted a recon of the alleged encounter area on the 18th. It happened on the 16th. So they're trying to change their story. Isn't going to work there. And then they mention here that the alleged encounter could not have occurred after the 18th. So there you go. It's really not that big a deal, other than they hoaxed. Apparently they lied. Why were they saying there was a full moon and then saying a day where there was no full moon? So here's the part about the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife, who I wouldn't trust because these people lie. They've been found to lie many times. Fish and Wildlife Services all around, all across the country. They made a request to the Department of Fish and Wildlife. And here's where they wrote back to her. As required under Washington's Public Records Act, this email is to notify you that your request for public records was received on March 19th. There's what she said in the request. And down here where they say, after a thorough search by both the enforcement and wildlife programs, we have no records to provide. This email response completes and closes your request. Okay, like I said, I don't trust the Wildlife Service. They probably, either they do have record of it and they don't want to share it, so they're lying, or they didn't make record of it at all because they're not taking Sasquatch sightings seriously. So this point here really means nothing to me. I don't know that they're being honest here. So the Fish and Wildlife Service, I don't know that they're being honest here. So, but it doesn't matter. The moon shuts the whole thing down. So this conclusion here about receiving no call, email, complaint, it really doesn't matter. Financial information. I don't know that this matters either. They're asking why this is happening, this payment here, but I don't know how that really affects the validity of the story. Here's their conclusions. PayPal payments are being made to M. Crenshaw. He's identified as Michael Crenshaw. The trademark application has the applicant listed as Crenshaw Media. So they ask these questions. Why is he receiving membership payments? I don't know. Don't care. Doesn't really. I don't think it matters necessarily for the hoax. So what if he's the owner? Why does he own Sasquatch Chronicles trademark? Maybe he's the guy that started it. I don't know. Why does it matter what owner? Why does a podcast need a financial backer? Because it does cost money, especially if they're going out and doing investigations. They gotta, something as simple as paying for gas and their time. I mean, I don't know how that question matters about anything. You know, yeah, you can do a podcast virtually free, but there's costs to people to do these things, especially if you're committing to a time and you have to turn down work or you know what I mean. There's costs, and if you need equipment, you know, like I don't do any investigations because I really don't have any camera equipment. That shit costs money, and you know I go in the woods and stuff, but you know I'm not really, unless I had the equipment to actually capture some video, which again, like I said before, I don't think video is really going to prove this thing. We need physical evidence, right? But that's why I don't really do it. You know, but I don't know that this question has, you know, what's the purpose of even asking this question? Yeah, sometimes you need some financing. You got to pay for stuff. You know, like y'all seen, my internet's crap. I'm going to have to pay for better internet somehow. I can't do it here, but wherever I go, I'm going to have to pay for internet or go borrow some free Wi-Fi or something. But I'm not doing that in the summer because if I'm sitting at like Walmart parking lot borrowing their Wi-Fi, you know, I can't plug in, so I can't keep things charged. I can't run a fan or an AC. We're sweating my ass off, you know. So you know what I mean. There is financial considerations. So I don't know why they're even asking that question, and I don't know about the Audible campaign or why that matters. These two individuals, questions that have been asked about how much knowledge they had of the possible hoax. And these are their communications with them about that. Shannon's unexpected appearance on the show. You know, whether she knew or not doesn't change the fact that the moon doesn't match up with the story. You know, so either she knew or was part of it somehow, or she didn't. It doesn't change the fact that it was a hoax. So there's just a lot of stuff in here that I just see is not really mattering. The only thing that really matters is, was that moon there? But here's their conclusions. They see no evidence that shows or proves that they were involved or aware, if that matters to you. So we're getting close to the end. Here's the quotes from Wes and Woody. Direct quotes on their shows. Woody saying it was fairly small. Well, I agree with you. That's I would say something about your size. That really doesn't relate to the moon. I would say it was a little bigger than me, but not much. A little bigger than me. Blob, black blob with a head. But the moon quotes, I think, are the damning part. Wes says, I think there was a full moon that night. All right, that's not exact. But then he says here, behind us, the moon was coming in. There's a full moon coming in on us. It's a clear night. Where we saw it wasn't a clear night. The moon has lit everything up at this point. Woody's saying there was a full moon, stars, no clouds. The moon was coming in from the south. The moon was coming up. You know, so, you know, you only need that one fact to destroy it. Now, there may be some of these other things may factor in, but that does it, I think. Let me get that out of here. I'm gonna try to catch up to y'all. I'm probably way behind now. So, what do y'all think? Is Truth Seeker here? Day 12 or 13 place state lockdown. But other than that, I'm well. Oh, yeah, New Zealand, man. The full moon revealed every aspect of the creature's face and hands. Yeah. But there was no full moon. Yep. Cryptids, something to Sasquatch About provided the link to that on that show. I might go ahead and put it somewhere as well. The full moon. Yep. Yep. Hello, Brenda. Welcome. Get past all the hellos here. So, Tom, are you in support of Sasquatch Chronicles on this, or hello back to you? Mr. Lee says it does make for a very unfortunate situation when the credibility of some of the guests on the show has been questioned also. Yeah. Well, I think everybody should be questioned, because some of them are probably hoaxers, some of them are probably liars, some of them are probably real. And it's just unfortunate that it'd be unfortunate if the ones that are real are getting questioned in an unfair manner about their story. But, the reality is, how can we prove any of these stories? That's the hard part. Yes, Chad. I don't get it, man. Boil it down. Spill the tea. I tried to speed through it. I knew that was going to be kind of boring for folks, Chad. The full moon discrepancy makes them an unreliable witness. Yeah. I could see if they lied about the location because they don't want people flocking to the spot. Yeah, that could be another thing. That could be. That's how come I'm not even focusing on the location. Chad, I reckon it's about truth. Lockbeard is all about truth. I reckon. Yeah. Chad says, I've had many encounters with different entities. I don't remember the fucking moon phase or the weather or even what day it was. It does not make me a liar. No, but they specifically mentioned the moon multiple times. And since we can see that the moon wasn't out, that pretty much disproves their story. Bones says hello to Brenda. Whose truth? What truth? Bones. The full moon thing is a deal breaker for sure, Hybla says. What about the death threats? Oh, man. What do I comment on? For one, there's just no excuse for death threats. And I commented on somebody's show, on Sean's show, I think, that the death threat is, what did I say? Death threats to pirates are just cute. Bring it. I mean, seriously, if you're making death threats over this, that's just another thing that questions your integrity and the kind of person you are. It doesn't help your case. And, for the people, if they're viewers and stuff that are that upset about that, just shows that they're too emotionally bound to the story, and they're not willing to listen to facts. They can't engage their logic circuit because they're saying things that are just crazy. To threaten to kill someone over questioning a story that someone told. I mean, that's just ridiculous. We didn't kill someone's kid or anything here. Yeah. Who prepared this report? That was Alana. What was her last name? I forget her last name. Let me get it here for a second. Yeah, Alana Enos, which I saw a different last name somewhere. So maybe she got married or something. But yeah, they have a lot of stuff out there. So, hardcore viewers are so heavily invested and possibly are letting their emotions get out of hand because, you're attacking their world in a way. You're taking away a belief that they have, that they could, a trusted source they thought, that now may not be a trusted source. There may be legit accounts on their channel, but they're being, you're talking about a channel run by someone who has been proven to have lied. So that kind of sucks for them and calls everything into question. Is she real? Well, I'm sure she's real. Tom Paul Cajun says, JD is asking the right question. Shouldn't we be investigating the investigation? Who is this person? Has she ever lied? And on and on. Sure. If you want to lead that fight, look into her and check her credibility. Michael says, I kind of like to be able to trust the person who's running the show. Yeah. I would say go back and look at the timestamps and then go back and look at the show and you'll see these words come out of his mouth, right? And then go look at where the moon data yourself. So maybe that'll settle it for you if you look at these things yourself. You say, okay, he said the moon was full, but it wasn't. Game over, right? So you don't even need Alana. She just is alerting you to it. Well, I don't know. Chad says, yes, things cost money. Just because someone is successful and charges a fee to cover the cost doesn't make them a liar. No, and I said that, that part I'm not worried about. The actual saying that the moon was full and then the moon, the record shows that the moon was not full. So yeah, there might be a motivation. I mean, you might ask what my motivation is to take down liars and hoaxers. I'm sick of being lied to. I'm sick of hoaxers muddying the water. It prevents us from finding the legitimate truth. It makes it harder for us to discern which accounts are legit or not. Because if people are saying they step out of portals and we find out legitimately that portals are a real thing and can happen, then now we have a little less to discount those accounts from, right? Because we know portals can happen. I'm not saying that we do. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? We can't allow these people to muddy the water, and of course, and if they're just doing it to make money. I don't begrudge people making money, but I feel like this is harming my search. My desire to find the truth about Sasquatch, what they are, what they can do. So that's my motivation. I don't know Wes. I don't have a personal issue with him beyond the fact that he's disrupting the search and seems to be pushing a narrative that these suckers will kill you and they're violent and stuff like that. And I'm just not seeing evidence that they are these vicious killers that are almost certainly going to kill people. And and cake recipes came up. I'm trying to catch up to you guys, but man, this chat's hopping. Well, like I said, go look at his own videos, see where he says the moon was full, and then look at the moon data. JD says, we live in a world of fake news now, and I'm very skeptical of almost everything, including information even from supposedly trusted news sources. Yeah, and that's good. You know, that's why I say go look at the Sasquatch Chronicles shows yourself, see where he says the moon was full, and then look up the moon data yourself. He won't quit. He won't quit. You won't talk about it on the Shannon quit. Yeah, something's up. Do you know Alana? Who is she? Who is she affiliated with? What is her motivation? Forget Alana. Go check yourself. Forget that part. I mean, you can, if you want to spend time trying to pick away at Atlanta, then go ahead. But why not just check the facts yourself? You know, if you're not trusting the report, you should check the facts yourself. But can't and has never described either one. You rest your case. I only remember seeing comments from her. I don't know her. Yeah. I had a third. Well, the first personal meeting with the owner of the company I'm attempting to get a job at, and so I was, you know, wearing a nice shirt and stuff like that, and kind of an interview, but it felt like he was really just giving me a little bit of an introduction to what they do. I feel like I definitely have the job. I'm just not officially hired yet. They got some stuff going on. Somebody got in a car accident, and the owner's got to be out of town for a week. So there's a little disruption there, but hopefully everything will work out, and I'll be doing a lot better in a few weeks in the job situation. So do we know for a fact that she is not an AKA for Will Jivning? Even if she is, it doesn't matter if the facts line out. Check the facts yourself, and then you'll have one piece of evidence that Alana is legit. And you'll know that it was a hoax. Yeah. No, you could be Will chatting right now. Yeah, that's very possible. Which is why we must deal in only facts. Chad says, so if you have an encounter, you better bloody well remember every little stinking detail. The moon phase, the weather, the longitude, the latitude, what color underwear you were wearing. You can remember what you want, because I don't take encounters as evidence. You know, no one's, I'm sorry for the ones that had legitimate encounters, but I cannot prove anyone's story. I can't prove that they weren't mistaken. I can't prove that someone wasn't hoaxing. Either they're lying or someone else was hoaxing them, running around in a costume. I can't prove that they weren't having a stroke. You know what I mean? Or I can't prove anything. I can't prove the stories are real. So I don't care. I don't care. What I care about, though, is when someone's out there with this much support muddying the water and has been shown to be a liar through the moon data, which you can check. I don't like that. And, you know, if I see that someone has lied, I'm going to say something about it. I don't like it. I don't like people lying to me. Hey, Judy, welcome. Hey, can't see the shoulder muscles? Oh, that's... Well, do I need to take something off? I mean, maybe I need to stay in a... I almost always wear a tank top unless I gotta wear something else for some reason. Even in wintertime, a lot of time I'm in a tank top. Here, let's look at these channel analytics. Look at that. I'm 45 to 54-year-olds exclusively watch this channel. But here's the gender gap. So 22% female. We got to do something about this. This is imbalanced. I sense a disturbance in the force. You're saying I need to show more eye candy? Maybe that's what I should do. Bone says, once a bullshitter, always a bullshitter. Yeah. Hello. Yep. Basically. Which is why the report has to be suspect on some level. Chad, that's the type of crap that keeps my encounter in the vault. All that detail when you're looking at a huge bean. I mean, I could go... I mean, I could go dig out the quotes maybe, but I don't think I can just show sections of this video. I think I'd be protected as long as they're short enough, but I wasn't necessarily looking to go that hard tonight. Yeah, so... It's not like a shocking thing to encounter a creature. No. The whole issue is his account doesn't line up with the moon data. Robin Lee, welcome. Hi guys, I had a Class B encounter. I can tell you how many breaths I was taking per second. That's how much I remember everything. Yeah, some people remember a lot of details. Let's see. I'm not sure exactly what she's talking to me or one of you guys. The Bigfoot community has people in it that have very nasty personalities. I've had 3 death threats and threats to hurt me. Yeah, that is complete bullshit right there. Those people have committed a crime, and there's just no reason for it. If you disagree, say so. Find evidence to refute the claim, but no death threats. I can't prove my experience to you or anyone, but I know what I experienced. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that I know what I saw, but I mean, you got to see it from my point of view. You may just think you know what you saw, for all I know. You know, I don't mean to be attacking experiencers with that. I'm just saying, it seems like some experiencers want their account to be taken as fact and, as evidence. And I just can't. There's that, because it's just, you may be legit, but the next person may tell the exact same story. Neither one of you have evidence. The other person's lying, though. You know what I mean? I have no way of knowing the difference. So I'm not calling any experiencers liars, but in the case of this, when the moon data doesn't line up with the account, we've got evidence that it was a lie. Brenda says, Nikki, I agree with you, but my channel, everyone is laid back. Hivela says, Brandy, to play devil's advocate, adrenaline can give people heightened awareness and sharper memory of crazy events. Yeah. For a lot of people can. I think for some people, they could things could get damn near hallucinogenic, though. And they may not, their memory may be compromised. JD says, this is a major problem with the Bigfoot community. We need to stop the slings and arrows and take these stories for what they are. They are only stories until they come with definitive proof. Agreed. To an extent, because if you take all the stories you've heard and you process all that information, and you got to account for some of them may be liars, some of them may be hoaxers, some of them may be real, some may be hallucinations, some may be just flat out mistaken, and try to look for patterns in the data and the facts that they stated, what they look like, what they could do. You could potentially start to paint a picture of what's probably the truth, but it makes it harder when, there's so many people out there lying and hoaxing. It makes it harder for me to know that your encounter sticks to the probably true accounts when we got all this other incorrect information flying around. This is why I think we need to go after the liars and the hoaxers. We need to take them down with ruthless abandon and destroy their attempts to sabotage the Bigfoot community, because that's what they're doing. They're sabotaging us all. They're lying to us all. They're keeping us from, as some people have put it, moving the ball down the field. I want to move the damn ball down the field. I like to win. And we ain't winning shit right now because of people hoaxing and lying. They're muddying the water. Who, what? Yeah, Wes Germer pretty much shown that one of the facts that he claimed about his story was incorrect, indicating that the story was a hoax. JD says, I've never seen Bigfoot, but if you're interested, I can make up a story for you and tell it with earnest. Well, then that's what I don't want. That's exactly what I don't want. And the more people go after the hoaxers and the liars, I think we'd have less hoaxers and liars, because they would realize that someone's going to look at their story and come after them at some point. Call them on their bullshit. I feel like they're getting away with it because people aren't really challenging them. Because you got that whole narrative of one side of the Bigfoot community that, we don't want to challenge these people and ask them hard questions because we don't want to scare away the new accounts. Well, I don't give a fuck if we scare away the new accounts, because as we've already established here, and I think everybody agrees, new accounts don't matter. They're not evidence. They don't prove shit. They're just new stories, and we have lots of stories. That's not moving the ball down the field, though. We need evidence, and we need to sort out the liars so we can get rid of all this bullshit that people, things that don't even make sense, really. Portals and Matthew Johnson, and they come from another planet bullshit, and all this stuff muddying the water. And there's some people, their belief system incorporates this shit, and they latch onto it and defend it. Probably some of the death threat people, right? We don't need that shit, and we need to take it down. Everyone that's made a death threat needs to have consequences for doing that. You can't be just threatening to kill people and hurt people. That's not cool. So are we siding with those people, who are willing to do that? I hope not. Who in the blue hell is Wes Germer or something? Welcome, Daily Dan. Chad says, even if he's a liar, it's still a good show. Some people probably feel so. He's got a lot of viewers. As the tall ones brought up, Sasquatch Chronicles is one of the most watched. Hasn't been the most watched by me because he didn't hold my attention. I stopped looking at anything from Sasquatch Chronicles a long time ago, and at a time when I wasn't even aware of the hoax. I wasn't even aware of it. I just stopped watching the show because it wasn't keeping my interest. So, no change in what I watch from knowing this. Vicky says, doesn't matter who she is because points were the effing report. Or researched by many of us 9 years ago. Yeah. Just look at instead of attacking the author of the report, check the facts of the report. This is what we're doing with Wes Germer right now. We check the facts of this report, and because it doesn't line out, now he's getting the attack. You're attacking the author of the report before proving anything is incorrect about the report or anything bad about the author at all. So prove the report is bullshit if you can. I don't think you're going to be able to, though. Mr. Lee says, I have only listened to Sasquatch Chronicles episode 511. It was no damn bear. That's because Daniela recommended the episode. In my mind, that is a credible account. It may have been. And I'm not saying that there weren't many credible accounts on the show. Just saying Wes's account was... Yeah. Dodgy due to a discrepancy with the moon. Yeah. I am never going to catch up to you guys. Never. Oh my gosh. I'm so far behind, it's come off the top. It don't let me go back to where I was. So, I'm just going to have to skip along. Yeah, Jeff says he was asked to share his encounter, and he politely declined. Tall Ones is here. Welcome. Backseat. The facts speak for themselves. Yeah. Stop attacking the person that made the report and look at the facts presented. And I think the moon is the killer. Mr. Lee says, you see, I'm so skeptical about coming on live and talking the things I've seen because I feel people are going to pick holes in everything. I can do without that. Yeah. Well, that's your choice, I think the questions need to be asked, to try to see, is there a possibility the experiencer was mistaken? Usually if it's just a pretty regular, I saw this thing, it was hairy, blah blah blah, It's when they start saying really crazy stuff that I want to really dig into them, portals and stuff like that. He was going to share it on Tuesday, but that changed. Yeah, I remember that. Why would I want bullshit? You're just saying my point is anything can be picked apart. Yeah. Sure. But can the moon data be picked apart? You know what I mean? After you left things, got fun on Lost Cryptid. I have so much to say, but it's so far out there. Well, hopefully you say it one of these days. I really wish you would say it. Would be so interesting. Yeah. Jeff said it wasn't just the inconsistency in the counter of the report that raised eyes. His partner, who financed this Sasquatch Chronicles growth, pulled out suddenly with concerns about him even believing. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that kind of supports. It doesn't seem, I don't know if it directly proves anything, but when you can see them actually saying the moon was full and then the moon wasn't full, and you can see that was the date they were saying, then that's the direct evidence. Hello, Hobbs. They don't like questions. Timmy Boy says they don't like questions, and I was extremely respectful. The chat wanted to hang me. I could have used some help. Where was that at, Timmy? I think we can decide we believe a person or not, but everyone should have an outlet if they want to share. Yeah. I get told 10 times a week I should stop doing what I do. People around here say I'm endangering them by putting it out there that a Bigfoot tribe lives in this area. I don't know how that's endangering people. I think it makes people safer to know every life form that lives in their environment and how to deal with them when they encounter them. I mean, this is basic safety. When you encounter, if you got bears in the area, you need to know how to deal with a bear when you encounter it. I don't know how people think knowing about the thing makes it more dangerous. It makes it less dangerous. They're just afraid of this knowledge. Some people are afraid to know things. Like they're happier if they're oblivious. And then one day that thing they're oblivious to kills them. Pulling out the partnership and the financing and going on record as saying he had doubts on his encounter as is concerning his moon issue. Yeah, it is concerning. Mr. Lee, Judy, yes, I would like to get it all off my chest. I've made so many friends here, but well, just don't worry about it, man. Look, when people come at you, just you don't have to respond. You can ignore them. Yeah. If you type Bohemian Hobbs, it may get you there. Yeah. We wouldn't never judge you or disrespect you. If you don't want to be interrogated, make that clear. And if anyone's got a problem, we'll handle that. Yeah. Yeah. I like the wind, damn it. Hope you find it. Call them out names, please. I don't know who's. When all is said and done. Chad, I don't know. I just don't feel confident telling my stuff when all are waiting to ask the hard questions. I even haven't asked myself. Did I mention I'm a ball Earth skeptic? Yeah. Thank you. I don't know which part, but thank you. Just catch Steve asking people to video the Men in Black. I haven't watched. You talking about How to Hunt? I haven't watched him in a long time. That got old. His channel, what he's doing is not moving the ball down the field. He's just reading emails. So still a fan. Would never ever threaten to hurt another person. Not my nature. It's good. Called him out on it in the comment section. Welcome, Tracy. It's Wes Germer, Sasquatch Chronicles. It's all in the delivery. As long as you caveat the count with the right statements, people will respect it either way. Lee, if you have a YouTube channel, it would be number one. Thank you, because you couldn't remember the moon phase and the color of your underwear. No. He didn't say he couldn't remember the moon phase. He specifically stated what the moon was. That's why we're having an issue. I don't know why people are mad that we have found a hole in the story. We found what the truth is, or something closer to the truth. Why is that a bad thing? I don't understand. I'm not sure I'm confident enough to do my encounters justice. You probably can. The Daily Dan says, I do investigations sometimes and I find something like footprints, tree structure things, and once in a while I catch something freaky on camera, but I try to catch what's happening on camera. Mogion's here. Welcome. Chessa, because you don't listen to a show, you're missing a lot of good encounter stories. Well, I can't look. Have you seen? Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Wish this thing gave me a better way to set stuff up where I can show things better, but it do not. This is Lockbeard's YouTube paranormal live stream TV guide, okay? And it has over 80 shows on it. I have a lot of options to watch encounters. I cannot possibly watch all this. The reason why I expanded it beyond what I was regularly watching is because I was planning on sharing it with people. And so I started putting other shows on there that I do not watch. Some of them I don't even like. Like right here, the first one in blue. Bullshit Odyssey, Researchers Report. I don't watch it. I don't like it. They have banned me. But it's on there. I'm being as fair as I can. But there's plenty of shows to watch encounter stories. I've seen probably thousands of encounter stories. Sasquatch Chronicles is not remotely necessary for me to see encounter stories. So there. I don't need Sasquatch Chronicles. And I had, again, like I said, I didn't even know about the hoax when I stopped watching Sasquatch Chronicles. I just wasn't interested in watching Sasquatch Chronicles anymore. I don't have time to watch them. They weren't holding my attention. And this just adds to a reason not to even, spend time watching the channel, because, if he's willing to hoax, then he's probably not willing to vet in the slightest the people whose stories he's presenting, right? There's no checks here, so it just I'm not going to watch. You can watch them if you want, but yeah, I mean that's fine if you want to, but check out the TV Guide. There's plenty of shows with encounters, and if you have time to watch all that, man, you must not have a job or anything. A lot of them run at the same time. There's certain hours of the day on certain days where there's 5 or 6 shows going. Mr. Lee, maybe tell them to Lockbeard in. Yeah, I'm not gonna. If we do, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do all that or not. I may. Have people on telling counter stories, but Mr. Lee knows, he's heard me say it many times, that I don't take an encounter story as evidence. That it's always going to be in my head that maybe somebody was hoaxing him. Maybe he was mistaken of what he saw. Maybe there's some other factor involved. Maybe who knows? Who knows? I kind of want to pull up a couple other little things I saw that were funny reads concerning the situation. Got to go meet some friends for dinner. See you later, JD. Thanks for coming. Daily Dan says, when I saw Bigfoot the first time, I was 11. To me, it was a freaking monster. And one of the only 2 times in my life I was scared. We didn't even get to his part in the Bob Garrett scam. Daily Dan says, if it's a full moon out, I show it on camera. Why didn't he? I don't think he had camera evidence, did he? What was the second time, Dan? The Garrett stuff was a bad look, but he coasted right through. It's just a lot. I think a lot of people are just so invested, in Sasquatch Chronicles. It's just, it becomes like a religion. You can't challenge it at all, or you become a complete asshole and all communication shuts down. So, and I know that. I know there's people that are just stuck in certain corners of the Bigfoot community, and they're going to defend it no matter how much evidence you got against it. Yep. Did you get... Oh, she's talking to Moggs. Hello, Jen. Welcome to the chat. Maybe one of these days I'll catch up to you guys, but I'm way behind. Daily Dan says, second time I saw one, I didn't have a camera on me. I told the story on your live stream, Moggs. When I saw Germer hoaxer, I thought it was about the plane. I'm trying not to talk about that on this show, although at the very beginning I showed a meme that kind of was related to that. Timmy Boy says, how many people would be affected directly by Bigfoot? About the same as bears, right? So what's the problem? Some people are they're scared. They're scared. They just want to keep that doubt that it even exists in their head. I think they're afraid to know they're real, because once they know they're real, they're going to be, scared. And she looks great in her wedding day. I married a Miss South Carolina Beauty Queen. It was 3 years later when I divorced her. She had turned into Sasquatch. Bogues. Jeff Harding says, not only the moon phase was incorrect, the sheriff's department had a couple broke down less than a mile from his encounter location, and the report stated pitch dark with heavy cloud cover at 1,000 feet. Yeah. Mr. Lee says, Emperor Lockbeard, having escaped the Earth's destruction in a space shuttle orbiter alone, you wander aimlessly through time and space until you land on a planet similar to Earth. Yeah, I will rebuild humanity in my image, becoming truly the God Emperor of New Earth, and I shall be a good and benevolent God Emperor. The tall one says there's a website called the Bigfoot Forums that also has more discussion about this and about the Bob Garrett scam that Wes promoted. I don't know if that's one. I don't know if that's one of the. I got a couple of things I want to pull up. The planet you land on is inhabited by Sasquatch people. They will be treated very well. Mr. Lee, wash your mouth out with soap. There you become ruler of planet Lockbeard. Moog says, if it wasn't for Sasquatch Chronicle, I wouldn't be in this chat today. Yeah, they accomplished that, I guess. I feel that seeing a person on video while sharing an encounter is so much easier to gauge sincerity, authenticity, EC, recorded voice encounters or read encounter stories don't do it for me. Yeah, we need more. 1 star a year later, your shuttle receives a message from Brandy. Uh-oh. Where's this going, Mr. Lee? Yeah, he did say he was going to be drunk, didn't he? Judy says, body language helps to understand them. Some people have careers that would be destroyed if they told their encounters publicly. Yeah. Yeah. Jeff says they literally had a cult following and is purely entertainment for a large part of the listener base. Not all, but a big part. So who claims that Wes is a hoaxer? I'll post I'll try and put the link to the report. The link is also provided on something to Sasquatch about last show with the tall ones. Some of these people have questioned the author of the report, to which I've responded, well, then forget the author and then go check the moon data yourself and then go look on Wes's channel where he says the moon was full in several different places. And that pretty much shuts it down. The facts. Compulsively, I watch over 40 Bigfoot channels and about 20 live streams. I don't work. I'm on disability. I have nothing but free time. Now, see, I could buy that 40. You could probably pull off 40. I don't know. I got 80 now. I'm not. Again, I don't recommend all 80 something shows. That very top show, Alabama, whatever. It's kind of funny. I think most people wouldn't. You'll see if you check it out. Sometimes they got puppets and doing crazy stuff. So it's probably not for everybody, but it's on there because it's paranormal related. So who's facts? Yeah, who's facts? You should report. Tom Paul said, well, why is he wasting his time, though? If the moon was not full, and Wes said a few times that the moon was full, the story isn't legit, right? I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand what the problem is. Judy says, terribly hard to go forward with topic because everyone is scattered around instead of pulling together. Well, yeah, I mean, but see, humans, I've talked about this a little bit before. Humans naturally form into groups and fight. That's what we do. We're, just like every other creature on our planet, you got to have competition to keep the species strong. So that's what keeps us smart and strong. And so this isn't to be unexpected. A lot of people try to say, why don't we stop all war? I don't think that that's an answer at all. That's like telling deer not to run their heads together out here. It's not going to work. Humans need to fight war. Now, while some people can't really, accept that, that's just the kind of animal we are. So I say embrace it and just fight a good war. Try not to, don't, do any really bad stuff. That's why we have the Geneva Convention, right? Don't do any really bad stuff. Fight your damn war. Just don't do this really horrible shit over here. Sort out your differences, and hopefully the one that was the most correct, because both sides aren't necessarily perfectly right. There isn't necessarily a clear right or wrong. Fight it out. So I think the Bigfoot community needs to fight and continue to fight and fight it out, because that's the only way we're going to sort shit out. If we just sit here and just let it all slide, we're gonna go the wrong way on that field. We're not moving the ball down the field. So I think we need to do this. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. Part of the reason. Yep. I think it's pretty much a done deal. I know a lot of people are having a hard time with it, but yeah, it's been years. It's old news. Moog's the only reason I wasn't going to do this. Like, Sasquatch Chronicles was so far down on my priority list, I wasn't even. But I told the reason why. Someone came into my chat on the random live, which isn't even necessarily paranormal. It's all kinds of subjects. But someone came in there and called me a dumbass and stuff like that, just because I mentioned that other shows are talking about this. I wasn't even making any strong assertions about it, but somehow I was an asshole for bringing it up, because somebody in the chat was considering paying, because you have to pay to watch, I guess, the new episodes of Sasquatch Chronicles. And I just mentioned that because I'm like, look, if you're going to pay, you might want to check into this. I'm not telling you not to. Do what you want. And suddenly this person come in and had a huge problem with me. Well, it wasn't a real big deal, but they had a problem with me. So I decided, okay, if they want to mess with me over something so small, I'll just do a show on this. and hopefully other people see that and they learn the lesson. It's like, look, if you come at me, I come back 10 times. And, if you didn't want attention brought to that, well, this is what you get when you attack me. And, best I can tell, I'm right. These other guys agree that it's right. That, that this was a hoax. And, I don't know why people are so mad that a hoax has been shown to have occurred. What's the problem? I don't get it. Yep, 2012. There can be a full moon with an overcast sky. Yeah. But they said, I think the moon was actually even below the horizon at the time. So that wasn't even possible. Mr. Lee says all the evidence and facts that you presented against Wes and Woody's counters are all readily available on the internet and have been for ages. Boom. Mr. Lee has spoken. Danny, welcome. So we're all a hot mess. Yeah. Absolutely, Mr. 33PO. If it's that old, why bring it up again? Shit comes up. I don't know. Just some of the other shows been mentioning it lately, and it may have been spurred by, it's possible that it kind of got stirred up a little bit by Sasquatch Chronicles starting to charge for new episodes. People see that and it reminds them of the hoax, and then, there you have it. I don't know if that's what really happened, but for whatever reason, it's come up lately on a couple of different shows. Every encounter is a bear. Changed my mind. I can't, Hiveless. I don't have adequate data. You're far from a dumbass, my friend. I don't know. Truth Seeker said I'm a dumbass. Thursday night for everybody. Well, wee hours of Friday morning for everybody to see. Truth Seeker condemned me as dumbass. Tall ones. Why not Moggs? Most people coming into the subject don't know Wes is a hoaxer. Yeah, and that's part of my issue that I think it should be brought up because you got new people coming in. They don't know. I didn't know when I was watching Sasquatch Chronicles a long time ago. I stopped watching for other reasons. I didn't even know. That's not why I stopped watching Sasquatch Chronicles, but I didn't know. And it's nice to know that maybe I made the correct decision to stop clicking on Sasquatch Chronicles when I see it come up. Timmy Boy says, would we be as far as we are without war? No. Absolutely not. We'd still be picking ticks out of each other's fur. Tall ones. The PG film was over 50 years old. Yeah, exactly. I mean, old things aren't necessarily irrelevant. I definitely think so. 56 here. Still feel like I know nothing. Teenager. The more I learn, the more I know. I know nothing. Yeah. Nikki says, if we didn't question people and their claims, we would be run over by Standings, Dyers, Pattersons. ETC. Patty rocks. Yep. Brandy smiling at us. Thank you, Brandy. Hobbs, I'm in Quarantine. Where are you? Judy says, I shared a story about frozen baby Sasquatch, and within minutes I was told that was a hoax. Well, I don't know how they could tell you within minutes. And I mean, see, that's the difference. Some people are out there just saying hoax for everything. I can tell you that I don't know that story is factual, but I can't tell you. I don't have evidence that it's a hoax. So, it's just a story. Go on. No need to attack you for telling it. Chad says, I don't think you are an asshole. I just think not knowing the moon phase doesn't prove shit. Well, I mean, but he didn't not know. He stated that the moon was full more than once. So, as did his brother. So that changes things. Timmy says, agreed, Nikki, but it seems like we are losing ground quickly. I had to delete it because I really didn't know. Oh, man. You see, I want to hug you. Danny says, if anyone tries to charge to watch their videos, then it's in entertainment. Like Mountain Monsters, to me, I'm very skeptical of that. If you're seriously trying to prove something real, you want it seen. Yeah, I mean, I can see how, that. The problem is like when I was talking about the report earlier, is there are costs to this, like, I don't got steady work right now, and hopefully it's going to change in a couple weeks, but so it was a really hard decision to pay for the upgrade to StreamYard and all this stuff, I don't know. And I got to think about better internet because hell, I tried to go on Moog's show and that was disaster. I couldn't function in a conversation because for whatever reason, the two-way is just too much for the Wi-Fi here. So I'm going to have to pay for more Wi-Fi. If I want to go out and do investigations, I'm going to have to buy cameras. I'm going to have to pay for the gas and other equipment. So I can understand needing funding, to some extent. If I just sit here and talk, I don't really need funding, but so I'm not too hard on people for charging, but when you've been shown to have hoaxed, and you're charging people, I start to have a little bit of an issue with that. No, I just bring it up once in a while. Last time was earlier this year, maybe late last year. Maybe we should talk more about the people who are credible and draw attention that way. Oh yeah. But I mean, it's hard to know. It's kind of hard to know who's ultimately truly credible. It's really hard to know. bring up the report. You know, throw it back up on the screen. Yeah, I'll bring it back up for a second. Sasquatch Chronicles revealed. Yeah, I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, it's like 41 pages. There's a lot of empty space. Well, I wasn't expecting quite that much pushback, though. Disagreement is necessary, but to some people, everyone is a hoaxer because they have no evidence. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying everyone's a hoaxer. I'm just saying that I don't know that any story is true unless there's evidence to go along with the story. But even then, I only know what the evidence shows. So, Mr. Lee, I have a soft accent. I do not sound like the Oasis guys. Thank you, darling. I came across a lot of very interesting videos. I sent them to my friends on Messenger. I also believe everyone has a right to speak. Everyone does have a right to speak. Daniel, welcome. Yeah, the charging really upset me because I enjoy the shows, and for me, it's like, wow, why would you charge the ones who subscribe to you, the ones who shared and supported your shows? I'm poor. Yeah, I can see how that can be a little upsetting. You know, and even though I said, yeah, you know, I can see how there's cost involved with trying to do a show, especially if you're doing investigations and stuff. Making it where people can only continue to watch the show if they pay, I think is kind of going too far, though. Let those who are able give, provide them a way to give, and leave it at that. Don't make everyone pay if they want to keep watching the show. He's going to lose a lot of viewers. Brandy says, not that I don't think the bullshitters should be called out, but what happens to them? They still go on the majority of the time making their money. So what do we accomplish? Well, you know, maybe we pull a few people back from listening to a bullshit artist. You know, I'm not accomplishing much here. I'm just saying what I think. Jeff Harding says, you find a dead Bigfoot in the woods. Who's the first 3 people you call? Cell phones are kind of an issue. I probably wouldn't call anyone. And I'm probably not going to tell anyone at first for a while until I get certain things set up. I might talk about that another night, you know, but yeah, I'm probably not going to say anything on a cell phone, period. Well, tracking devices. Jeff Harding, Jeff, I don't know. Good question, Jeff. Full moon, days, Hobbs. I wonder. Ghostbusters. I wouldn't call a damn soul. I'd bury it. Just because he really wants to see one. Yeah. Lockbeard rocks. Danny, hey, I get lots of money from YouTube. I have 4 channels, 2 monetized channels, Danny's World, 23K subs. I give everything I make to charity. Awesome. And if YouTube ever starts making me money, I might finally be able to give to charity in my life. I haven't ever really been able to. You know, kind of, it sucks. I am truly credible. I speak truth. On charity, like, I'm of the belief that you don't just give to an organization necessarily. I mean, unless you're really sure you got them vetted out, you know, because a lot of times a lot of that money is not going to the cause, you say, or they're using the money in such a way that doesn't actually fix the problem. And sometimes they actually make the problem worse. I'm of the thought is like, say I know there's a family down the street and they've fallen upon hard times. I know personally that that's a legit situation. I should go help them. There's a guy that sits up at the by this truck stop. Well, I'm further away from there now, but most people who are local kind of know this guy goes home every day to a big house, nice cars. He makes great money just sitting by the side of the road begging for money. But most of the people, passerbys, don't know that. So they're giving this guy money because he looks poor. He's not poor. He's making a killing living on the charity of others. So that's, and I've seen other cases. So I'm leery of giving money to people I don't personally know what their situation is. Yeah, so not to get too sidetracked, but Squatch counseling. Truly credible, will speak the truth. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up the report. I was trying to include that in my last. Oh, that's all right. It wasn't no big deal. All hail Lee 3. Squatch. Yeah. I skimmed through it. I knew a lot of people weren't going to want to go through the whole thing on here. I just kind of hit on the things, certain things, and bitched about grammar. And damn, that's an awesome thing to do. My friends and family see all the videos on Sasquatch, and I have to wonder if they think I've lost my mind. A new look on my Facebook page. Don't let it frustrate you. Nothing else really matters. Chat right. Sean says, if you spare one person from a hoaxer's manipulation, I say it's well worth it. Yeah, I think so. Oh, it's an official 41-page Google Doc that makes it true. Carve it in stone. Well, no, I mean, like I said, go check yourself. Go watch where they say that there was a full moon multiple times, and then go look at the moon data yourself. I mean, I challenge you to that. If you're going to challenge a report, I challenge you to check on the facts presented and see for yourself. Nikki says, okay, I want to know this, and Brent couldn't answer me. Why are we not talking about how Will J has an FBI contact, has GPS trackers on Sasquatch? Oh, I saw that. Yeah. Don't have a lot of time, so maybe some other time or maybe y'all guys can dive into that on Squatch Talk or something to Sasquatch about. That perked me up a little bit, but it's just kind of what the hell. Daniel Lundy says, I would call my sister first to make sure it wasn't her. She's going to kill me one day, I know. Do not call Moneymaker, any government officials, or anyone in the scientific community. That is government related. Yeah. Yep. Cell phones listening to you. Two should be talked about. Jeffrey had a contact that kills Dogman. I call bullshit. A young H. Shriners Hospital for Children. Yeah. Lockbeard. Oh, I saw you were on. I need to check my notification settings. B, I've noticed, like, if I'm watching a video on YouTube, like, if somebody comes on live, it does not pop up in the sidebar. Like, it doesn't just light up. If I hit home and I go to homepage, it still doesn't light up. What I have to do is right-click home, open it in a new tab, and then it'll show you who's on live at that time. If you stay on the Say tab, at least for me, I don't know if it's this way for everybody, it will not, it doesn't, it's not, YouTube isn't that good, I guess. I don't know. So it doesn't show me unless I routinely jump to another tab if someone's on live and I somehow forgot they were coming on. My TV guy is supposed to help me, prevent me from missing the ones that I really want to see, but anyway, that might be something y'all experience too. Sorry, I'm using talk to text. Should be in jail for that. That's a good cause, Dan. I call Brandy and Teller ice cream. Is Crenshaw related to the Rhino Dan Crenshaw? I don't know. The Shriners, St. Jude's, Wonder Warriors. You should hear my opinion about certain people. Sure. See if he ain't on tonight. Does that mean we get extra Lockbeard? He's still not on? Yeah, I was going to try and wrap her up by 8, but I won't worry about it so much if he's not going to be on. I don't want to run over on Central Florida Bigfoot. Sean says, Sylvie, I talked about him. I don't believe him one bit. I'm all ears. Certain politicians have saying nice things about my phone heard. And my phone heard. Yes. I talked a little bit about that before. That phone is listening to every word. Even if you're not on it. It's sitting over here. That damn thing's listening, hearing everything. I'll get suggestions based on things I've said. Or safe word is also, I have a dead Bigfoot here. Word if spoken on the phone. Lockbeard, I will go back and watch the replay every time. Cool. Thank you. Jeff, I thought that was ice cream. Dang, did I catch up? He said he was taking a break for a bit. Not sure how long. It's ice cream to phone, but rather than in chat, it means dead foot. Pivla says, until someone finds a dead one, there's no point talking about it. We got plenty of more pressing truths to discuss than where I'm at. That's where I'm at, beautiful people. Yeah. Well, some people are going to pursue this, and you can pursue the things that are most important to you. You know, different people can do different jobs. I have a microwave in the man cave that all phones go into before we start talking about anything interesting. Yes. A microwave is, in effect, a Faraday cage and blocks the frequencies. I mean, you know, it's like if you have an old microwave, don't throw it away. Like stick it in the garage. You might put a light on there, non-functional, use this Faraday cage. If you especially have a big one, like if you can fit a spare laptop that's cloned to the one you normally use, so, you know, in case shit gets wild, you know, an EMP, you know, from a nuke or solar flare or who knows. I'll tell you a weird story. Something happened to me. I used to, you know, because I wasn't a van person. I was living in a travel trailer. I had 2 projectors that lined up so I could do double screen with the computer, or I could watch TV on one while on the computer on the other one. And there was a microwave. My cell phone was in my pocket. Something happened. I would only be speculating to say it was some kind of EMP. Not far from the time I had a little situation that involved some government. We're not going to talk about that. Anyway, something happened. Both projectors were fried. The microwave was fried, and the phone was fried in my pocket, not plugged into anything. Explain that shit. Just a story. I can't prove you that happened. I'm just telling you. Hopefully we can disagree and still be amicable. Yes. It's full of stars. I was discussing foot issues and turned my phone on, and things about foot pain popped. Yeah. Yep, really, Miss B. Sorry. It's a conspiracy, man. I'm telling you, how the hell did how did all of those 4 things? Now, my computer was fine. That was what was like, you know, weirds me out. It's like, how did my phone, microwave, and 2 projectors all fry? It was just weird. Okay. So, there's a couple other interesting things I saw. Some funny stuff that pertained to this issue. I'm going to try and bring it up here. Something. Yeah, high bliss, I think. Maybe an EMP. I don't know. So let's make sure y'all can see that. Yeah. So K-Zoom blog for what it's worth, but it's just interesting little read. Bigfoot Hoax, Sasquatch Chronicle Stories. Interesting comments. Putting Wispix. Okay. GD commented on a video on YouTube. Says, I love the shows, but I'm not yet convinced that Bigfoot is real. Wooding Risks' Bigfoot sightings are one of the most detailed and lengthy sightings I have read and or heard about. A tribe of 10 to 12 foot tall, 800-pound black and white monsters hanging from trees and running around in the forest is hard enough to believe. But then we have the missing time. Spooky. They claim they were chilling out, sitting in their car up the mountain in November, heavily armed in the middle of the night, as you do. Both men were armed with pistols and rifles and presumably smartphones, yet over the course of 2 to 3 hours watching the monsters from their car, they did not take one picture, video, audio recording, or call someone to relay their ongoing incredible experience from the related security of their car. All this intensely supported by Will in the studio. Will even tries to steal their thunder. He has his own Bigfoot sighting and saw Woody and Wes's Bigfoots first years ago. He interjects with his story on numerous occasions throughout the interview. Of course, he has a Bigfoot book to sell. Unfortunately, Will has no pictures of his Bigfoot encounter, but they all agree you have to experience a sighting to understand the paralyzing fear or words to that effect. Anyway, this goes on, but you can see he called into question, how they not get one picture and stuff like that. So let me hit some more chat. My phone thinks I'm in Oklahoma for some damn reason. I got a flash flood alert earlier. Don't even live there. I don't see any floods. Yeah, that was kind of weird. I was mad. At least the price of projectors had gone down, but because the first projector I owned was, because it has a lamp in it, that makes the light. That thing alone to replace that was $1,200. Were you in DC? People use a back machine in DC, and January 6th got a visit from the criminal-minded FBI. No, not in DC. Just be like where you want weird. Come to England. I'd like to one of these days. It sounds like they're trying to lock down the world. Your phone is definitely listening to you. Get rid of Facebook. It'll change your life. Yeah, I stay off of it most of the time. I might check it once a month. I hate Facebook, man. If I come across a pond, I can chill in your flat. Chad, I mainly stay on YouTube. Yeah, me too. Nowadays, I'm mainly on YouTube. I shut down my Twitter. I wasn't really using it anyway, and it's just gotten stupid. FBI must have been looking for Bella Pelosi's laptop. SB, I think you're just lovely, but we disagree on this. Yeah, done with Facebook. Kind of have to keep it, but I really don't like getting on there. Jeff Harding says, I had a tornado go past my house an hour ago. My phone did nothing. 20 minutes later, then I get 10 miles past me. The phone decided to try and save my life. What the fuck? Was that on purpose? Jimmy Boy, I think I misunderstood. I agree with you, Jimmy Boy. Yeah, probably so. Iveless says, Chad Bunger, you can crash at mine too, buddy, Birmingham. Danny says, Jeff, I've been getting hurricane warnings all day. I'm in South Carolina and not the Gulf Coast. Sandra, hello, I've missed you. Hope you are doing okay. Tom Paul says, gotta go, y'all. I'm still preparing for the hurricane heading my way. Y'all be safe. Thanks, Lockbeard. Thank you, Tom. Thanks for coming. Chad says, thank you, Hiveless. That was very cool of you. Time, safe. Never use Twitter. Yeah, you're not missing anything. No Twitter for me either. Besides, I got suspended twice, and they want me to reopen my Twitter account. Yeah, they want to be able to beam in their narrative into your awareness. They don't like it when they can't program you. Tammy Boy says, "Oh my bad, you were misunderstanding. Good vibes, good vibes." Yeah, be safe, Tom. It's a setup. Praise your safety. Tom Public safe. Okay, I'm caught up again. I'm going to share another website I was looking at. Tall Tales of Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Truth or Myth. Let me make sure. Godspeed, Tom Paul. Sandra, welcome. Saying hi to everybody. Tommy Boy, no problem. Keeping up with the chat. Can get weird sometimes. Yeah. Okay. So, Germer versus Zasky versus Dyer. It's got to be good, right? Who's the best hoaxer out there? It says this is a very hard one to choose. You have 3 of them to pick from, so choose wisely as they are all in it just to make a quick buck by stealing your hard-earned money from your pocket. Let's have a closer look at them all. Let's choose a winner. First off, Wes Germer, a very cagey character who would sell his own grandmother if she was still alive. His encounter involved numerous monsters on the occult mountain. He apparently was surrounded by them along with his brother Woody. He claims he could see them quite easily as there was a full moon that lit up the whole forest at night. He dated his sighting and contacted WRST to tell them about his encounter. They started their own research the following day. Their report found nothing of any consequence. No tracks or footprints are found. Now then, back to the night of the said encounter. Remember how he stated, "Oh, we could easily see them in the light of the full moon casting its glow into the forest." Trouble was this. After a little bit of research, it turns out there was no full moon that night. It was, in fact, a very foggy night. This blew his encounter wide open to debate. Next thing we knew was he was saying he had forgotten the date of the sighting. But we now know this was a lie. His report to WRST had the exact date and time of the encounter. So what does your lying, cheating, so-called expert do? He strenuously denies contacting WRST. I never sent one single email to them, he snarls, but he never counted on WRST publishing 26 emails he had sent them, which proved beyond doubt Wes Germer lied. WRST were not having their integrity ruined by a scammer. Oops. Never thought of that, did you, Germer? A blushing Germer tried backtracking, but he was outed as a fraud. Never mind. Hey, Wes. The show he hosts, Sasquatch Chronicles, had a very large fan base. The members wanted more info of his BS encounter. Send us the GPS coordinates, they shouted. After months of pressure, he relented only because he had lost huge numbers of paying members, so he had to do something to stem the flow. Having noted the coordinates Germer gave out, guess what? They weren't for Occult Mountain, where this bullshit encounter supposedly happened. I haven't gone into great detail of the encounter, as it's unbelievable. It really is. It's easy to find on numerous podcasts. I can't listen anymore as his voice riles me that much. I'd love to punch the ugly fat fucker right in his mouth. Only trouble with that, though, is I don't think I could stop. That was awesome. Let me catch up in the chat here. Yes, brother, you caught me. Telegram, Rumble. Yeah, Rumble's got less censorship. Never heard of them. Thank you all. Have a great show, great chat. Love it. Thank you, Chad. Jen says, I only have Facebook and I would rather not, but the only place I can keep it with a few people. Yeah, I only have it because I'm, keeping in contact with certain people that way. Anyone know that what Tom Merkel thinks about all the debate? Judy says people do not use Twitter. People who got the boot from YouTube use those. Yeah, it's a mess. Yeah. Jen, apparently Minds is good. I'll be on there soon. Yeah, Minds is another one. Hi, Bliss, it's a joke. I never post anything other than stolen memes. I gave up Facebook because I'm awake and will never be woke. Yeah, screw the woke. Yeah, Wes is definitely a hoaxer. Yep. Jen, perfect. That's the vibe on Gab, by the way. Tracy, just Chad, no brainwashing for me. Okay, I think I'm going to show one more I was looking at just for a bit. And, yeah. Daily Beast. Perhaps some of you are familiar. So, Bigfoot truthers turn on their leaders. Brad Lockwood is the author. What a good name. What a good, strong name. Sasquatch Chronicles had a cult following for its weekly Bigfoot podcast until its founder's own stories started to unravel. And it's kind of long, but it's a little funny. November 15th, 2 unemployed brothers. What a start. Wes Germer, nothing against it being unemployed, but Wes Germer and Woody Pratt, mourning the loss of a relative, take a late night drive and parking alongside Yakult Mountain to talk. Soon they notice loud breathing, loud steps to their left, right, something hanging from a tree, another crawling to the car's bumper. The brothers were armed, but dared not defend themselves nor just drive away. Instead, they reported a giant creature stepping forth many yards before them, pacing, challenging, threatening, the details forever etched in the brothers' minds. How the full moon revealed every aspect of the creature's face and fingers, how it seemed to melt into the ground like a sprinter, ready to launch into an attack. The brothers somehow survived that terrifying night, with Wes telling the respected Washington Sasquatch research team the next day. According to an email revealed by the Daily Beast, my brother and I were being circled late last night by them in our car. We were in the back seat of the occult. Backside. Kind of the Sunset Falls. Anyway, that's not important. And so Sasquatch Chronicles was born, an interview and a call-in podcast for believers to share their Bigfoot experiences, theories, warnings, launched in 2013. Easily the most popular online outlet about the creature, regularly and ironically ranking in the top 100 science and medicine podcast. What the hell? Wes and Woody's frightful encounter had become legend, featuring serious Bigfoot hunters and inadvertent witnesses as guests, as well as shocking stories of near-death experiences. Sasquatch Chronicles seemed more movement than mere podcast. In order to listen to Sasquatch Chronicles, you had to accept two things. Bigfoot exists and it will kill you. There's no middle ground. The monster is to be feared, avoided. So, I'm not. It's a kind of a humorous take on things. I'm not going to read the whole damn thing, but this is over on Daily Beast. So let me catch back up with chat. Todd saying has the truth. Mr. Lee says, I liked you, Tracy, says Chad. Yeah, I don't think Minds is ever going to grow. Nothing's going to ever eclipse, well, at least not for the near future, it's going to eclipse Facebook. It's just gotten so big. The other two hoaxers. Oh, you talking about Dyer and Zasky. Yeah, that's the other two, Dyers and Zasky. I don't know. I think you probably seen Zasky plenty on Bullshit Odyssey. Him and Carrie seem to be close. Zasky gets to drop F-bombs on Bullshit Odyssey, but if you say one bad word in the chat, you get banned. So, anyways, Zasky's like probably the biggest pareidolia peddler there is. And you have to pay to look at his stuff on his site, and nothing is. It's just all blob squatch. I got my Central Island Bigfoot notification, Florida. So is he on? I don't want to overstep him. Supposedly he was not going to be on tonight. I don't see a notification. Now there's 5. Wait a minute. Was this after their dad died? They went for a ride and saw Bigfoot? I think that's what they're talking about, but I'm not sure, Tracy. The full moon revealed every aspect of the creature's face and hands. Yeah, apparently. Mine's has got much better now, apparently, Lockbeard. Has it? 5-1, baby. 1 in 5. No one here gets out alive. As part of the military-industrial complex. Yeah, Bastille 11. What's up, Bigfoot and Non? Let's see. Mr. Lee says, "What's with this banned and blocked? I'm beginning to feel left out, man." You don't ever get banned from anywhere? Not a bit of Lee 3, not a bit of it. Yeah, happy birthday, Connor. Central Florida Bigfoot is kayaking. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I don't see a notification. I opened another tab to make sure I would see it, but if it was there, but there wasn't one. Oh, I don't know. What should I do? Is there something to do, or? Yeah, somebody said that he wasn't coming on tonight, Judy. Yeah. So where's the truth guy? I was kind of hoping he'd show up. I don't know. I've never been much of a celebrator. I don't celebrate my birthday or pretty much any holiday at all. So I've never been much of a celebrator. What, he had to move the time back or something? Are you the only one? Well, I mean, I don't know. Because, like he says, he saw it. he was shining a light on it and he couldn't see. So I don't know, maybe he's mistaken of what he actually saw there, I don't know. But, I don't want to straight out say he's lying or anything, but possibly he's mistaken, because it's kind of weird. And we haven't seen any other animal that could do something like that. And so it's just, when they claim things about Sasquatch that we've seen other creatures do or people do, it's, more believable. See, we have a precedent. We don't have a precedent for cloaking. Camouflage, sure, but cloaking, no, we don't got that. Haven't been banned for anything yet. Yeah, I've been banned from, I don't know, 6 or 7 channels. 20 minutes. We'll be sure. We'll wrap her up by then. He had mentioned taking a break, but I don't recall how long. Strange animal. Okay, I'll have to check again. The strangest. Halito Icon, welcome. You got here right at the end. Gonna wrap her up in a little bit. 8:30 Central Florida Bigfoot. Okay. Yeah, we definitely want to wrap her up. And for those of you that are going over there, maybe throw up a pirate flag. Tell them you got raided by Lockbeard again. Gotta love that song. Block for 2 people for no valid reasons other than I know their secrets and they don't want those shared. Yeah. You'd think they'd try to make peace with you and act nice rather than do something to piss you off if they want you to keep their secrets. Seems like the opposite of what they should do. Kind of like that guy last night coming in and getting all pissed at me and calling me a dumbass for talking about the Sasquatch Chronicles hoax. This happened tonight because he did that. I had no plans to talk about this tonight. That's what you get when you come at Lockbeard. Get some light going here. Hiveless says, how about this? Create a new format rule, like you take a sip of rum every time someone gives a super chat. Oh, well, one, I don't have super chats. That's way outside of. I think the only way I could, I gotta be monetized for that, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know how that all works anyway. And 2, I don't drink. I do not drink, so. Over time, Patrick has grown on me. Tracy says, Judy, if you say things about the squad, especially Omar or the selection frauds, sometimes they will suspend you. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Brent, your interview on STSA with Sean was really good. Figures I made it at the end. Been working late. That's all right, Icon. Definitely made sure to piss some people off tonight, I think. Bro, 8 face-to-face, 33 encounters, 80% success rate in the field, 0 evidence. I call bullshit. Yeah. I just, without, I just don't have the, anything that would serve as evidence. I mean, he's just telling a story, just like most people are just telling a story. But some of it seems kind of far-fetched. I agree. Mr. Lee says, with certain people, it takes me time to appreciate their qualities, but then again, I'm on the spectrum. Tracy says, yep, I'm permanently suspended for hate speech. I had to get a second email. B says, Lockbeard, so glad you did this show subject tonight. Well, thank you, B. Fake rum. P.S. I don't drink either. Oh, I don't want to do that. Then I just need to go to the bathroom halfway through. I quit drinking too, but I do smoke. Smoke some more. Wonder about those statistics too. Seems to be a lot. Great conversations with everyone this evening. Thanks. My whole lot. MSB. SB. 22 years and gave up. Yeah, I've never even tried that stuff. Don't really have any desire to. I'm kind of, ornery in the way, because of the way I look, and got dreadlock in my beard, and hopefully in the future I'll have many dreadlocks in my beard. But people assume I must smoke or know where to get some smoke, but I've never smoked it. And so the honorary side of me says I'm going to ride this train till I die and never even try it. I don't need to, don't want to. I actually there's a grow house 50 feet away from me here, and I don't even like going in it. It smells just too much. Which is funny because I was considering a job managing one of those places, but I'm glad I'm going to be doing something else, hopefully. Yeah, Mr. Lee's smoochy lips. No more painkillers for me, yeah. Y'all keep talking about a roll. Sounds too good to be true. Well, it likely is. Yeah. Daily Dan, have you heard anything about your TV show? Judy Wheeler, good for you, Mr. Lee. I'll go see if that notification's popped up. I'm still not seeing a notification for Central Florida Bigfoot. No, okay, there it is. I see it now. YouTube, you suck. It's like I had to scroll down to see it. It should be at the top. I got notification bell activated to all, and it's still not at the top where it should be. I see something to Sasquatch about for tomorrow. Or no, it's not tomorrow. That's the 8th. YouTube needs to do something. This stuff is ridiculous. Yeah, the doctors, they'll give you that crap that has all the horrible side effects and you can get addicted to, instead of telling you, there's something you can buy. It's called kratom. It's just the ground up leaves of a Southeast Asian tree. It'll cure your pain. It will help you get unaddicted off the painkillers that we got you addicted to. And it's completely non-addictive itself. No, they're not going to send you to get that. No. Robin says, oh my God, you guys, the town of Strawberry, which is just outside of South Lake Tahoe, is burning. I'm watching the live broadcast. It's so extremely sad. Yeah, it sucks when it happens. And Lockbeard, look, I'm sorry, it pisses people off when I do this. I'm offering my consultant services. Come talk to me, and I'll tell you how to rebuild your town so it doesn't freaking burn. They do it over and over again. They see, they know. There was a picture I saw one time where the whole hillside, row after row of house had burned up. It was just nothing but ash left. And one house stood in the middle of it. There's reasons for that. We do this to ourselves. There's a number of reasons why this happens, and there's no excuse for us to ever lose another house to a house fire. No excuse. We can change this. We have the ability. We got the technology. It's not even that expensive to do. But I don't get it. People are just stuck in doing things the old ways and don't want to listen. Some of them get offended if you tell them, because, you used to call me a dumbass because I did it the wrong way the first time. So, or something. I don't know. I don't get it. It's crazy. Oh yeah, fucking doctors. I'll tell you what. You can't trust that. A lot of them don't even know what they're doing. It's under evacuation warning. Well, hopefully everybody gets out safely. I haven't gotten a notification for the damn thing in over a week. Hit home, right-click home, and open a new tab and see if that works. Because that's what I have to do if I want to see what's new. Because it won't show me who's live and stuff like that unless I open it in a new tab, and then it'll show me, well, gosh, that person's been live for an hour and I didn't even know. Because it won't tell you, even though I'm jumping to new videos in this tab, I have to open a new tab to see the new who's live now. It's just stupid. I don't know why YouTube can't fix this. So when you find out, please, Dan. No more pain pills for me. I had 2 teeth pulled, took Tylenol and Advil, no narcotics. Didn't get a notification yet. I'm not getting no Central Florida notifications at all. I see it. I had to go to the home page in a different tab, and then I had to scroll down because it wasn't right there. Mr. Lee, it's spelled Kratom. There's different varieties. Like some of them will help you sleep, some of them will give you energy, and some will kill pain. And if you're addicted to painkillers, you can use Kratom to get yourself off of the painkillers, and then just use Kratom. The only thing I'll tell you about Kratom is get it in capsules. Don't buy the powder because it's cheaper, and try to spoon it in your mouth and wash it down. For the love of God, don't do that. Some people say they can do it just fine, but it's so horrendous that you just put it in some capsules. See what your tolerance is, because it makes me sick to my stomach. I won't touch it anymore myself, but it will help with your pain and take care of that stuff. I tried it, but it doesn't work. Yeah, I've heard some people it doesn't work for. Got in a liquid form, just tiny drop, and I was out. Yes, what is the stuff? Yeah, you can usually buy it. Like I used to get it online, but you can get it down at the marijuana shops usually. Sometimes at gas stations. Surround your town with irrigated fields or orchards. That's what they do in the high desert of Washington. Yeah, that's one thing they can do. How do you spell the product? Kratom. All it is they dry the leaves of this tree, powder it, get it in the capsules. Don't toss and wash. Trust me. Docs had me drugged up at 21. I was worse off than before the meds. Never again. Yeah, they're your worst enemy. You gotta cure yourself most of the time anymore. Like no doctor would. If I go to the doctor about my blood sugar, they're gonna probably diagnose me with diabetes and then try to get me to take shots or something. And then that makes it worse over time. It abates your symptoms now, but it makes it worse over time. Instead of telling me, if you just eat nothing but meat, your symptoms will go completely away. And they do. All I got to do is eat, or at least strictly no carbs. But all meat's better. But and the symptoms are completely gone. My blood sugar's nice and level. I don't need to go to the doctor. I don't need a diagnosis. I fix it myself. You just can't. Don't deal with them unless you have to. Get in a car wreck or something. Tracy says, I think these fires are purposely being set so they can usher in the NGD, and the weather is being controlled by globalists. It's possible. I'm just not sure about that. Yep, kratom. Fire set on purpose, I believe. It's possible. It can be found where you buy your CBD. Yeah. Green Borneo kratom works. Just tastes horrible. Yeah, it's horrible. You get it in capsules and just swallow the capsules. Don't toss and wash. But I mean, a lot of people don't have any problem with it, but it kind of makes me sick to my stomach, so I don't like using it at all, and I don't need to. So, and it also makes you kind of high. It's illegal in some states, but there you go. So is some of the shit the doctors give you. How did you guys get kratom to work? Am I missing something? I don't know. I just took it. I think it doesn't work for some people, though. And also, you want to make sure you get the right variety. Like, some varieties aren't really the best for pain killing. They're better for, giving you energy. Joe, I don't know. I'm not going. Some of these people might be. Yeah, Michael says castles for sure. Parachute it, spoon in a coffee filter, twist and swallow kratom. Oh, dude. You have no idea, man. This stuff is horrible. Thank God I didn't have a meltdown at all. Busy rolling to be back. Thank you, Timmy boy. People from India that own stores carry it where I live. Iva says enemas can apparently reset the nervous system if you have a chronic pain. People never tried it, but so they say. Yeah, I'm not in the market for that kind of thing. Found it, sold about 5 miles from me. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, just make sure you get the right variety. There's different strains of it. Some of them are good for energy, some help you sleep, and some are more geared towards pain relief. Oh, no. Yes. Yep. No carbs, Lockbeard. Yeah, no carbs. So I carry on and enjoy everything. Yeah. Good deal. Blue-eyed Northern, welcome. Tracy says, I was at the beginning of that Mike Lindell thing. A man spoke about it. Mike did prove there was a fraud. Granny says, I'm afraid to put any medicine in my body now after the cocktail I was on. Yeah, it's probably a healthy fear. Trying to get caught up to you guys. Whoops. It jumped on me again. I used it for benzo withdrawal. Yeah. Auto accident nearly broke my neck. Yeah, Joe. Keto, keep it on, man. And I'm an advocate for taking it the next step. If you can, go to 100% carnivorous diet. Fatty red meat is your friend. Vegetables are not healthy, despite what they've told you. They're not. You survive them, you get by on them, but if that's what it takes to keep you keto, then go ahead and eat your vegetables. I'm just saying, for the very most optimal health, people, if you want to get there, you got to drop the vegetables too. Actually, there's an interview with Jordan Peterson interviewed on one of the Joe Rogan episodes where he talked about that. His is kind of an extreme case, but where him and his daughter both had to give up the greens as well. So, side effects of kratom: be safe. Some medical indications have been made worse using some types of kratom. I'm reading up on it, multiple sources. Good deal. Yeah. Just be educated if you're going to use it. It is a drug. It will make you kind of high. So, best pain relief on earth is a big blunt and 2 tabs. I'm good. Okay. Timmy boy, I cut back on my Xanax a half. I'm good. Carrie is what my daughter and son-in-law do. It's yummy. Yeah. Icon says the carnivore diet is great, but it gives you a big head and stubby arms. What the hell? I don't know about that. Are my arms stubby? I must be doing it wrong. With a little T-Rex action. Yeah, steak and eggs. Now, eggs, okay, listen, this is one thing that I need to wrap this up. But if you do carnivore, I definitely recommend you make sure to include plenty of eggs. The yolk in particular, you don't need the whites. Throw away the whites. Those people that were throwing away the yolks they were wrong. Include it. I'll talk about that sometime if y'all ask about it in the random live. But I need to wrap her up and shut her down. Apparently, Central Florida Bigfoot is coming on, or he may already be on. So hopefully I see some of you there who are interested in the paranormal and Bigfoot stuff. Thanks for joining me tonight, and I'll see you next time.